What's happening, everybody? I'm Simone Malone, your radio feel-good man, truly one of your most trusted and respected voices in radio. How you doing? So glad you clicked on to watch this live moment on Facebook and my YouTube channel called Trusted Voice in Radio. Today I have in the studio, out of Studio 236, Mr. James Wilson Jr. Say hello to everybody.
Hey, good morning.
You're going to get to know this man here who's a motivational speaker, a husband, also a singer. I got to say he's a gospel singer. This guy can sing. Maybe he'll hum a little tune for you a little bit later. But we're glad that you can join us because we believe in bringing people on the show that can share something inspirational, and you can get to know him a little bit better. So welcome to FMHTMS. So glad to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Heard some great things about you, and we're going to get into that. But tell everybody first what you think of our studios and what we're doing here.
Man, Simone is doing some great work in the community, just talking to a lot of great people. And this spotlight thing is so huge because we need to know what's going on in our city.
Absolutely, and you need to know what's happening with James Wilson Jr. So that brings us into him being born and raised from Philadelphia. He has a true passion to you parents out there that are watching this, you fathers and you mothers and you educators and pastors, all of you. He has a true passion for young people. And our young people and our children are our future. And we have to continue to hold them up. We have to support them. And this is what he is doing because he has a passion because of his own life experience. He has been through something, and I want him to share about that, whatever God gives him to share, that has made him into the person that he is today. So, James, can you tell our viewers and our listeners out there a little bit about who in the world, when mom and dad had you, James Wilson Jr. came. That means you're the junior to some senior. Who in the world is James Wilson?
Man, James Wilson Jr. Currently, I'm a father and a husband. I'm enjoying life. I'm really enjoying the work that I do with the young people. I just had some great things happen to me. I had some amazing triumphs, some amazing, valleys, but I've overcome them with God's grace. So I'm just really happy to be on the show and really happy to be able to share some of my story with you.
Right. And what you said is key, the story. A lot of you out there have a story about your life, but I want James to share a little bit about his story, how he developed to really go out and support young people, to speak to young people. So James, can you share a little bit about your life story? Because somebody out there that's watching us may be dealing with this same situation. So share a little bit about your story with everyone.
I guess my story is typical to a lot of the young people. I grew up in a household where my dad was very emotionally distant in the household, and so my mom did a lot of the nurturing, the caring, and she did a lot of the work. Now my dad was there, disciplining and things like that, but he never really, I felt, spent the time. And so my mom was busy, my dad was busy doing his thing, and so I grew up in a household where I felt very, very shy, very private, very, if anything ever went down, I would just reserve myself to my room. But I always felt like there was something that wanted to come out of me, and what it was a song that I always wanted to sing. I wanted to be in front of people. I wanted to talk, but I never had a way or means to do it.
Right.
So growing up, one thing that happened to me when I was about 16 years old, I remember playing my video games. I remember because I'm a video game freak, and so playing my video games.
Okay.
And the pastor at my church at the time comes downstairs, and he usually doesn't come downstairs, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing here? Why are you invading my space? I'm playing my video games. And so all of a sudden this eerie music comes on, and I don't know if it was the game or if it was actually, my mind playing tricks on me, but all I heard was dun 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 dun. So I go upstairs, and my mom and dad are sitting on opposite ends of the couch, and my mom is looking really, really sad, and she's typically a bubbly person, and my dad is looking like he had just stole someone's candy.
Wow.
And so I'm looking at these two, and my dad is about 6'3", is about 200 and something pounds,
wow.
Really big guy, And so I'm thinking, what's going on in this picture? And so what he told me was that your parents are getting separated. I said, wow. So that was the first blow. The other knockout punch was that a year later, my dad was locked up for a crime he committed. And so it was just a rough transition period. And Simone, I didn't get a chance to share this on the radio, but I was on the verge of failing out of school. I mean, I remember being in 10th grade, being 40 pounds overweight, not feeling good about myself, hating the way I looked, hating the way I came across to people. I also remember, being in math class, I was doing horrible. Most of the subjects in school I did horrible, and even gym. The only
wow. You did bad in gym?
Oh, yeah. The only subject I did well in was lunch, really, because I like to eat.
Okay.
And so even my math class, I remember getting a 5 on a test, and each question was worth 7 points. Now, I don't know how that computed, but the teacher afterwards told me that she gave me 5 because, you know, I spelled my name right. But I went through...
You got that right.
Exactly. So I went through a lot of little trials, but when I was about 17 or 18, actually 17, I was a junior in high school, and I met this guy, and his name was Curtis, and my pastor connected us, and Curtis was really instrumental in me growing. He may not even know that, even if he's watching, but he was really instrumental in me growing because I saw, wow, there's actually someone that cares about me. Because one of the things, Simone, is with our youth, we are so quick to say, you know, and we get so used to saying that they are a future, but in actuality, they are now.
That's right.
You know, we have to mold them and shape them right this minute. And he was willing to listen, because I mentioned to you earlier that everybody has a song, but we just have to be willing to listen. And he heard my song, he listened to my song, and he allowed me to be me and really to grow into the person that I am now.
That's wonderful. That's great. It's about that song. Everyone out there has a song. So now, during that time, and you shared about the experience with your dad and your mom, he helped you to find that song. So when you found that song, what happened? You were developing, you're getting ready to get out of high school, you're developing to the person that you are today. Tell us a little bit about that next transition.
Well, the transition that happened, Simone, is I started to write a little bit. I started to, you know, do some music more. I started to play a little bit of the piano. One of the other things I did with that song is I would actually jog. I would actually go jogging, and while I jogged, I would, you know, listen to music, or I would come up with different songs that were expressing where I was in life. And so really I lost 40 pounds. I lost my 40 pounds. I was in the best shape ever. There was a school play. I got the lead in the school play. I overcome that, and then on top of that, I was just growing. I pulled my grades back up. I was really like in the top 20 or something percentile of you know, school, so I was doing really, really well. So it was just that small shift, and that's something we talk about. I share in one of my speeches that it's about those kapow moments, and a kapow moment is a moment, a small impact. I mean, actually, a small moment that has huge impact. And that's exactly what that was. It was that one shift, that brother listening to my song, that brother, you know, speaking into me, a small moment that had a huge impact on my life.
So what you're really saying is that the song is there for many people, and it takes whatever they're dealing with, someone to listen to that song.
Absolutely.
To be there and be supportive to that individual that is going through whatever situation. And that's what has happened for you. Now, how did you develop into motivating young people? Like, I hear your story, your situation, but I guess from that you had this passion, this burning desire to talk to young people because of your experience of seeing your dad locked up and all of that. How did you get into the thing of really speaking to the hearts and minds of young people?
Sure. I think that one of the biggest things was, my first job was at a summer camp.
Okay.
So I've always had a connection with, you know, the younger groups, and they've always liked me, and I've always, you know, really been able to kind of play on their field. And so when I got to college, I wanted to do some things. I was kind of restructuring life and trying to figure out some things, and so I took a public speaking class. And here you take a shy guy who's never done any real public speaking, and I get this public speaking class and I do well in it. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I can really do this. And on top of that, I knew how to connect to the young people.
You found your craft.
I found my craft. And so basically, I just was in the right place at the right time, and I was able to do some work on, when I got to community college, I did some work. When I got to Temple, I did some work with the Career Center, and I was able to talk to some of my peers, and they had me presenting workshops to, you know, the students, to high school students, and then from there I was like, man, this is great. This is for you. This is for me. So,
finding that place, finding that song, ladies and gentlemen, is the key today. And that brings us to what you're doing. You're doing motivational speaking. You're speaking different places, and you're also available for engagements. You need to book him. I'll be there too. You need to book him for his engagements. And you have something called Hungry Men. Can you talk about this? This is birthed from your motivational speaking.
Absolutely.
Hungry Men. There's so many out there. You need to be fed spiritually and emotionally.
Absolutely. Hungry Men was birthed out of just a need. My best friend and I, Day, we had a desire, because his dad is from Nigeria, my dad is from Philly, but we both had the same story, you know, but we were trying to create a new song. So one of the things we were doing was really reaching out to men that were just like us, and we actually at CCP, Community College of Philadelphia, we did this workshop on a Saturday, and we just brought men from the community and men from the school, and we just spoke to them. We really just shared some wisdom with them, shared some insights, had some question and answer, brought some food. So that was kind of the birthing of Hungry Men, because it's a starving generation that we live in. We live in a starving generation, but men need to be fed spiritually, emotionally, physically, relationally, financially, because see, the men, I believe that the men are the foundation of our society, but a lot of the times, even in our churches, in our schools, we take that responsibility from our men.
Yes.
And we give it to a lot of women, and it's unfortunate, but when you take, you know, what was it, the Willie Lynch letters, if you can get the men, in the household, if you can get the men, then you got the whole family.
Right. Wonderful word. So go ahead and share with people how they can find out more about you. You are available for engagements. Get him to speak at your school, your church, something that you're having.
Right.
And I promise you, you will be blessed of the Lord. So give that information how people can reach you as well.
All right. If you guys are looking to check out some of the things I'm doing, jameswilsonjr.com. You can email me at bookings@jameswilsonjr.com, so we can connect and we can get you, started with a great event. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at James C. Wilson Jr. or look me up on Facebook at James Wilson Jr.
Great. What words of encouragement can you share for those of you that are watching? You're watching this because you made it over to 2013. People make a lot of resolutions, especially our young people. It's a lot that they're dealing with, the peer pressures, pregnancy of our young people, the high school dropout, this sex issue, identity issues. What words of encouragement, James, can you share to some young person, to that parent out there that's watching this, maybe with their child or young individual, that will help them to be better for this year?
We have to... young people, you have to look at yourself and stop waiting for this miraculous shift. Stop waiting for, things to get in line. Stop waiting for this person to call you back. Stop waiting for your mom to just, magically change, or stop waiting for your school to change. Stop waiting for everything else around you to change, and you be the change. You really be the change. That's the word for this year, is that you have to make it happen. My daughter's teaching me some tremendous lessons, and one of the things that I shared on Facebook before was that she does this thing where, when she's trying to roll, she's in a stage where she's rolling, and so one of the things she does is she rolls, but she doesn't just like, oh, let me look at it, is it good for me, can I do it, is that person going to be right, is this floor going to be hard enough? She just rolls. She just rolls into it, and once she finds a place she wants to go, she rolls. And the thing about it is, sometimes she gets stuck. When she gets stuck in the roll, it's our job as parents. We get up and we clap for her. Go ahead, baby girl, you can do it. You can do it. So roll, clap, and then you smile. And because once we smile at her, she smiles back and say, okay, I know I can do it again.
I like that.
So you roll, you clap, and you smile.
I like that. You roll, you clap, and you smile. Roll, clap, and you smile. I like that. Really, really good. Go ahead and give some hellos, some shout outs to people, because I know you're quite loved. And then I'm going to have you, can you please, just before we get off the show, can you please sing us a little song? Okay. Go ahead and give some shout outs.
All right. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my wife, my baby girl, Karis. So Ashley, Karis. Let me give a shout out to my mom, too. I missed that on the last one. My mom, I love you to death, Mom. Thanks for allowing me to become the man you helped me become. My sisters, my little nieces, and my nephew, my in-laws. Love you guys, too. Thank you for all of your support and your love. And for my friends, Ernie, China, Josh, all of you guys were great. Ade, don't not forget about you. And my father-in-law has been really instrumental in these last couple of years. I thank you, Pop, for that. And everybody, I'm really appreciative of the people that we have in our life. Thank you.
And we thank David Poindexter for connecting us. We appreciate you, David. We love you. We're praying for a speedy recovery for you, that God will touch you right now in Jesus' name. Real quick before you go, and to give you information again, can you sing something? They need to hear that voice. Just something real quick.
Anything in particular?
Go ahead. No, just whatever you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, James Wilson Jr.
I'm going to try something new with you guys. It's an old song. Good morning or evening, friends. This is your friendly announcer. I've got serious news to Pass on to everybody what I'm about to say. Could mean the world's disaster. Could change your joy and laughter into tears and pain. 'Cause there's a love in need of love today. Don't delay.
Yes.
Send yours in right away. You know that there's hate going round, breaking many hearts.
Oh,
yes. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far.
Wow. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, James Wilson Jr., motivational speaker from Philadelphia. I want to thank you so much for joining us here live in Studio 236. We pray many blessings over his life. Please support him. Find him right there on Facebook. For those of you that are watching this, you can join him Friday live back on the radio, rebroadcast of my exclusive interview with him on fmhdmsradio.net. That's on Friday, this Friday at 9 a.m. What's your final word? And then give your website, your email information, and look in that lens and tell them to book you today.
All right. Guys, I want you to really take a look at yourself, take a look at your life. See, the thing about it, don't get stuck on your story. Don't focus on your story, focus on your song. Your story is something that happened to you. Your song is something that's going to come through you. So focus on your song. Book me right now at jameswilsonjr.com. If you want to get in touch with me, bookings at jameswilsonjr.com. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at James C. Wilson Jr. or you can follow me on Facebook at James Wilson Jr. I look forward to speaking with you, and you guys have a great year.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. I want you to stay right here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Trusted Voice in Radio. That's Trusted Voice in Radio, one word. We bring you the music and the personalities, the information, always fresh and first. You're never alone with Simone Malone. Smile. It makes you feel good. What's that saying you have?
Clap,
roll.
smile.
Come on. Roll. Clap. And smile. Actually, I just went to the dentist yesterday. I got a fluoride treatment yesterday. Y'all like that? All right. See you later. Bye-bye. From out of Studio 236. Say bye to everybody.
All right, bye.
All right.